Okay, what is up, my friends? I wanted to make this video. I'm going to make it short, I'm going to make it sweet, but I believe that it's very important. And the reason is because I have been someone who has been on both sides of the fence in this regard, and I want to share my insights on both. So this video is about TV, video games, things along that line, Netflix, that kind of thing. And I wanted to talk about why I don't have a TV, and what that has done for me. And again, both sides of the fence I want to highlight, so I'm going to go back and forth. But there are a couple reasons, and I moved to California here in March, and I brought a TV, but we haven't hooked it up yet because, well, there's been no need. As entrepreneurs, anyone out there can attest to this, there's really just not enough time as is to do everything you need to do. So the last thing you have time for is to sit around and watch a bunch of people do nothing on TV, usually. And yeah, there's some interesting things, and yeah, there's some funny things, and yeah, there's some cool things. But ultimately, when you're really passionate about what you're doing and you find purpose in it, you're a lot less likely to watch TV in general. But for myself, there's a couple things that I've noticed when I do watch TV or play video games, etc. Like I said, I've been in that place before where I've been for sure a video game addict growing up. I grew up in like the Nintendo 64, PlayStation 2 era, where like that was the thing to do, and I literally spent half my time playing sports and half my time playing video games. And there's just so many interesting things that I've noticed when I'm engaged with video games and engaged with TV, how different I act when I'm not, right? Or how I should say this, how much more clear my head is when I don't. So I wanted to talk about that first. When I am playing video games often, I notice that my behavior is different. I get agitated easily. I can't accept defeat. I want to keep playing until I win, or if I lose, I like get irritated, and now I carry that energy with me for whatever I do for the rest of the day. I notice that even recently, when I do watch a movie once in a blue moon on Netflix on my computer or something, I'll notice the next day, like, thoughts from that movie will be fresh in my mind, which is not normal. Normally, I have just my own thoughts that I continue to cultivate each and every day that are usually in alignment with building pillars of growth, because that's my purpose and that's what I choose to do. But it's interesting that when I do watch stuff, how fresh it stays in my mind and how much it affects my perspective on things, and how those thoughts can lead to different thoughts and thoughts all down the line. And I think that when we're talking about personal growth, personal development, mind, body, spirit, what we're talking about is continually moving forward in a positive direction, right? To help awaken the infinite potential within ourselves and change the world by first changing ourselves. So I think we need to be very aware of what we are putting into our minds, right? Which is not something you've heard this before, right? What goes in is what's coming out. So if you're watching TV all the time, it's just putting nonsense into your mind, or it's all gossip, or it's all humor, or it's all scandal, or it's all action. Like, that's what you're seeing in the world. That's what you're going to unconsciously see, subconsciously see in the world, right? Versus when you don't have TV, don't have video games, don't have these distractions, your mind is clear. You're cultivating your own thoughts. Your inputs change. My inputs, whether it's either from books that I read, like The Art of Peace, where I can read something such as, one does not need buildings, money, power, or status to practice the art of peace. Heaven is right where you are standing, and that is the place to train. Books like this are written, right? My own writings, right? Or educational videos or audiobooks, inputs that are positive, versus, again, things that are just distractions, things that are negative, things that are, like I said, any genre of TV or any genre of movie or those kinds of things. We just need to be aware of how malleable our minds are, right? How susceptible they are to programming. And that's what TV is, right? It's a television program. And if you've seen The Matrix, it's literally like you're downloading that thing into your mind. So I think when we're talking about personal growth, development, changing yourself, awakening your potential, the first thing we need to do is start to really question, like, why do we continue to watch the TV? Why are we continually playing video games that are just inputting things that aren't serving us for where we want to go in our life, or aren't helping us discover maybe who we are? And again, dude, I'm the first person to tell you, I love video games. Super fun. They really activate your brain in new ways, and they're very stimulating. But the issue is that they're very addictive, right? And they're addictive sometimes in the not so good ways. They're more addictive at least I've noticed, because they bring out that competitive edge and competitive spirit. So even when you win, you want to win more, and when you lose, you still want to win. Versus when you read this book, all it does is offer an opportunity for you to think about something deeper. When you're in nature, or you're exercising, or you're pushing yourself, or any of those different number of things, you don't necessarily want to run like 50 more sprints after you ran 50 sprints, right? You're good. You feel confident that like you did the work, etc. Anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic here, but when we bring it all the way back to like, why is there no TV in here, right? And why is it so chill in that regard? And as you can see, we just got a little diffuser going on here, and we got like I have some books and writing, and I want to do an evening routine series coming up soon, so I'll talk a little bit more about what I actually do during my evening routine to get prepared for tomorrow. But I just think it's so important for us to be aware, like, hey, what we're putting in is what's coming out. Like, what we're putting in is how we see the world. So when we put in really good things, we put in writing, reading, we put in good conversation in the evening, or intimate moments with our significant other, or if you do want to watch TV, a documentary, like something where you're learning or activating your mind, or maybe in the evening even painting, doing something creative. When we're doing that, we're bringing ourselves into the moment and bringing our awareness here and now. And we're allowing the actual moment to be part of the program, to be part of you and your consciousness and your sphere, versus just sitting there watching and downloading endless hours of nonsense, right? Only to see that in the external world, right? Only for the movies and the shows and those things to shift our vibration unconsciously, so that we attract more of that unconsciously, right? And if the shows are like I said, scandalous, and the shows are aggressive and angry, masculine energy, then that's what we're going to be attracting, right? But if we're using our evening hours to, and again, I'm kind of getting off topic here and moving into evening routine, but if we're using we're using our evenings, or just in general throughout our day, to program ourselves with positive things that are going to make us think, things that are going to push us to expand our mind, things that are going to activate our brain in unique ways, right? Get the left and right brain activated every day. Beautiful and amazing things are going to happen in your life. And I wanted to share part of my life now here with you. Like I said, I was always a video game addict. And I remember there was one year I went to college and I brought my Xbox and it broke. And I didn't have it available for me for 8 to 10 months. And during the 8 to 10 months, I was the most productive I'd ever been in my damn life. All I did was work. I literally did schoolwork, or I did work. And I had a couple businesses at the time. I was selling Cutco knives, I had a landscaping business, I was selling weed. Like, I was grinding 24/7, or I was reading and learning, or I was having conversations with people, or networking, or doing all kinds of different things. But what I wasn't doing was just sitting around playing video games all day, right? And so if you're someone that's out there that's doing that, you need to question why. Why am I sitting around playing video games all day when I know that it's not productive and I'm disrupting my own personal growth and development? If I want to go here, but I'm doing these things and these actions don't align with this outcome, it's not going to work, right? Or if you're watching TV all the time and you've seen everything on Netflix, you need to question, like, why have I seen every single thing on Netflix? Is there something else I'm missing? Perhaps I'm not offering myself the opportunity to experience my creative side. Perhaps I'm not reading and going in depth with who I am and thinking outside the box. Perhaps I'm not having deep conversation with my significant other in the evenings or throughout the day. Perhaps I'm not pushing myself to expand myself physically and work out consistently, or learn how to cook, or do any of these things that are productive and make you, I believe personally, a more wholesome person, a more wholesome human. And this is an opportunity to reflect, because like I said, for me, I found that it was really unbelievable. And of course, so what did I do? I asked for a gaming monitor for Christmas one year, and I got it, and then I found myself, even after I experienced that whole phase of growth, back in front of the freaking video games. And boy, those days just trickle by. Before you know it, you look up the amount of time you played and you can't believe it. And yes, it's like I said, it's super fun, it's super addicting, but in the end, it doesn't have any lasting fulfillment. I don't have fulfillment from that, right? I have good memories, I guess you could say, so there's been some fun, but overall, the amount of time played, I'd say it's mostly been a waste. Versus I know that the books I've read, I know that the things that I've learned, I know that the creative time I've spent has left me with things that are lasting, has left me with a better understanding of myself, a better understanding of who I am and where I want to go in my life. And so when we think about, why do we have a TV? Like, do we need a TV? Is it something that is necessary for us right now? especially as an entrepreneur. Like if you're an entrepreneur out there, or you're like trying to become, side hustle become main hustle, and you gotta question that. Like, what am I doing with my spare time? Oh wait, I'm watching TV for like a couple hours a day, or I'm playing video games for a couple hours a day. Like that's a couple more hours. You add that up real quick. You spend 2 hours a day. You spend 2 hours a day doing either one of those things or combined. Right there is an opportunity over the course of a week. You're talking a half a day. You could get a half a day's more work done. Wow, that would be a game changer, right? Over the course of a month. I mean, what would that do? It's a couple extra days. It's 2 extra days. It's a lot, right? So anyway, I just wanted to share some things about, maybe why TV may or may not be good for you and what you want to do. For me, like I said, I've noticed that even now, as someone who I think is fairly aware of himself, when I watch TV or I watch a movie, it's like in my mind hardcore for the next few days. Like I'll have dreams about the stuff. It'll show up in my life. I'll see things in its terms. And the same is true when I read and write and I learn new things. I see things in that, right? What comes in is what you see outwardly. We need to be very aware of that in our personal growth and development journeys. We need to be very aware of that in our mind, body, spirit journeys. We need to be very aware of where we're at mentally, right? What kind of programs we're putting in our mind, consciously and unconsciously. Consciously meaning we know we're watching Avengers right now, but we're not aware that stuff sticks. Or unconsciously, I'm just turning on the TV and watching whatever's on, and I have no idea what's on or why I'm watching it, but I'm just downloading all that stuff right to my subconscious mind. Especially when we're watching later in the evening, earlier in the morning, and we're trickling down to the theta brainwaves, right? So I highly recommend looking that stuff up too. And theta's like we're recording everything that's happening. So, which is the gateway to the subconscious. So we need to be aware. And I'm gonna go out and say it. Like I think TV is like definitely one of the biggest obstacles in people's personal growth development journeys, because they get addicted to sitting on the couch and doing nothing, and that takes away from all the opportunity to create. And creation is the vehicle that drives personal growth and development, because once you start creating and building things other people can use, once you start creating and building things you can use and then you see other people using them, you gain lots of confidence knowing that you're using your unique gifts, serving the world and finding a way to fight through adversity, versus sitting on the couch and just doing nothing, or sitting in front of the TV and just doing nothing and just programming yourself with nonsense. We need to be aware of this. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I watch TV occasionally, very occasionally. But I'll be honest, I'm on a Yu-Gi-Oh kick right now, getting some nostalgia, and I've watched some Yu-Gi-Oh in the last week. But before that, the last 8 weeks that I've been here in Encinitas, I don't think I watched anything. Maybe one thing with Autumn once, something we could do together. But not normal, not likely, right? Unless it was an educational video that I wanted to watch, or I wanted to watch someone and learn from them, right? So I just think we need to be very aware of ourselves on our personal development and personal growth journey. And again, some people are going to think that I'm a complete idiot for saying all these things, and that TV's great and that everything's in balance, and like I'm all about balance. Cool. But I do think we need to question ourselves often, is this what I'm watching like good for me? Is this going to put like bad thoughts in my head? Am I already someone who's highly susceptible to energy? Is this going to make me feel worse after I watch it? Is this something I need to see to better understand the world? Like, these are questions we want to ask ourselves before we watch stuff. And before you hook your TV up, you want to ask yourself, do you really need it? Is that something you need to live? Is that something you need to live? Right? Are you going to be tempted to watch it all the time? Are you going to have it on in the background while you're working to just download all the nonsense? You're going to put on more nonsense? You're going to watch the latest thing and be up to date with every single thing that's on TV rather than be up to date with you? TV, video games, two of the biggest obstacles we face in our personal growth and development journey that take time away from us getting to know who we are. The biggest problem with people that I've coached and seen is that they don't know who they are. And the reason they don't know is because they haven't spent time with themselves. And the reason they haven't spent time with themselves is because they've learned growing up that a way to spend time with yourself is to watch TV, which isn't time with yourself. It's time to watch something and download its program. Time with yourself is sitting here with nothing on and just thinking and being comfortable with that. And I think that's something that we could all do more of, is alone time. Alone time is the gateway. Let's become aware of this, my friends. This is just some of my thoughts on TV. I think it's highly overrated. And I think that it's a program. It's a program to help put your mind in a place where other people want it to be. People make the shows, they want you to watch this, so you don't do what you need to do for you to become better. Right? Let's become aware. We have this whole wide world that we can learn and grow through, yet we spend hours a day. I don't even know. Hey, Autumn? Autumn? How many hours a day does the average American watch TV, or hours a week? Can you look it up very quickly for me, please? Autumn's going to look it up while I continue to jabber away. I want to know because this is going to probably blow my mind. I'm going to wait for her. But yes, as you can tell, the TV thing is something I'm passionate about because it changed my life. Not watching it versus watching it, not watching it, having so much more time for me, so much more time to grow. Like I said, through myself, be by myself, learn from myself. And the average American, 35 hours a week? You're kidding me. The average American apparently watches 35 hours of TV a week. That's a day a week. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. That's great. They spend 1/3 of their week watching TV, 1/3 of their week at work, and 1/3 of their week asleep. Epic, dude. Okay. So, yeah, that's nonsense. We're probably gonna want to make some moves on that in the next 10 years, my friends. It's 2020, so let's start getting after this whole watching way less TV thing. Watching TV is the equivalent to sitting on the sidelines in a game. You're just sitting and watching. But you don't learn from watching. I shouldn't say that. You can learn from watching, but you learn faster when you're playing. So let's get off the couch and get into the game of life here. Start to take action on ourselves in mind, body, spirit. Let's start reading more so we can think about things on a whole new level. Let's start writing more. We can expand our mind. Let's start training more and exercising and get ourselves in good shape. Let's do our yoga, downward dogs, right? Let's do our Tai Chi and move, do some Zen circles, and let's get aligned with who we are in here. Get aligned with our vision and our mission and values of what we want to create in our lives, right? Instead of, you are going to watch TV, watch something inspiring, something that's going to open you up to new possibilities, something that's going to challenge your beliefs and make you think, something that's going to activate your creative centers and inspire the next masterpiece that you have inside you, right? Let's use it for good. Let's learn through it. Let's allow it to become a vehicle for growth, not a vehicle taking you to the junkyard of our culture, right? That's exactly what it ends up becoming. It's just a junkyard of our culture. A bunch of people just sitting on the fucking couch. Most, not necessarily eating garbage, but 35 hours a week. Wow, that's a full-time job. It's to sit around and watch TV. So, with all that said, I think you understand my position on this, but if you watch a lot of TV, I would question it. And again, some things you can do that are different than TV to help you grow personally and then professionally are reading, writing, exercising, being creative. So creating things, could be arts and crafts. It could be, could be creative writing. It could be cooking. It could be anything, music, etc. And what else? Oh, we could use some time for meditation, time for silent reflection. So many different things you can do to grow yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually instead of the time that you spend on TV. Imagine if you spent 35 hours a week instead of TV and video games, etc. You spent that on your personal growth and development, and you read a lot of books, you do a lot of writing, you create a lot of awesome shit, and the world will be a lot better for it, right? We all have to contribute in that regard, and it's hard to do that when we're distracted by nonsense. So as far as the TV is concerned, let's turn off the TV and tune into our lives that are right in front of us, that are ever evolving, moving, and flowing towards a moment in time where we cease to exist. Before that time, let's grow mentally, physically, spiritually, and use our gifts to serve this world and find a way to fight through adversity. My friends, turn off the TV, turn off the video games, sell your Xboxes, sell your TV, and just be. Find solace in the moment, find balance in the here and now, and bring your awareness to a place where you can grow yourself and add value to the world. You add value to the world, you will get compensated for that with the love and energy from other people and payment as well. So you'll make money and you'll receive love. It's a win-win, and you give someone something amazing. We all win. This is slightly off topic, but not so much off topic that I think that it's not worth putting in there. So with that said, be good to be safe. Much love always. And let's ditch the TV. If you're with me, let me know below. Comment telling me that you trashed the TV or you got rid of your Xbox or your video games or whatever it was. And let's make some changes in this world. And so we can our infinite potential and change the world by first changing ourselves. And it starts with little things, little actions. And if we have a TV addiction or a video game addiction, how do you kick it? Get rid of that shit. Get rid of that shit. Okay? Much love always. Be good to be safe. Use your gifts. Serve one world. Legends find a way. Peace, peace.